Sleepers, 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 sleepers,
What's
sleepers,
going on?
sleepers.
Welcome to Fantasy Smack Talk.
Yeah.
It's one of our favorite time of years.
Sleepers!
One of our favorite shows. Our sleeper / undervalued show. We think these guys are good value for where you can get them in the draft as far as where they're going. And let's go ahead and get right into it. Our first guy we're going to talk about is Addison Reed. I really like this guy out there for Chicago. Santos is gone. Thornton hasn't looked that great when given opportunities to save for them, and Addison has what it takes. This guy has closer material. He's played great in the majors, was great in the minors. I think he takes over the job out there.
First guy I'm going to be talking about is Yu Darvish, and I know you guys have probably heard a lot about him already. He's coming over from Japan. He's going to be pitching for the Rangers this year. We think he's a real deal, and he's going to fit right in and be great in the major leagues. Over in Japan, he had a 1.44 ERA. But here's the thing we really love about him is strikeouts. In 232 innings, he had 276 Ks. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Only 36 walks in that time frame. Really like this guy. I think he's going to step right in and be a great pitcher.
Moving on, we got Alejandro De Aza. Not only do I like his name, but I do like this guy's potential this year. You're going to hear some people probably say, he had an insanely high batting average for balls in play. It was over 400. Yes, granted, that is really high. He did get a little bit lucky, but he batted 329. I think that can go down a little bit. He can still bat over 300. He's going to add a little bit of pop for you, and he's going to get you some bags. I really like this guy's potential, and you're going to be able to get him really late in the draft.
Next guy I'm going to be talking about is Brandon Belt, and that's pretty much a household name at this point, but he's going fairly late in drafts, and the reason why is he didn't have the best rookie campaign last year. However, post-All-Star break, he did get some power going with 8 home runs. Now, the reason we like him as a sleeper in the minor leagues, this guy's just a beast. Batting .343, we figure he's going to be turning that average around. He's going to give you some nice pop, some decent average late in the draft.
Next, we got another first baseman, and that's Paul Goldschmidt. I think this guy's the real deal. He did only bat .250 last year, but he had 8 home runs, 26 RBIs, and limited at-bats. And in the minors, I know we keep going back to the minors, you do have to pay attention to those numbers. And in the minors, he was pretty solid. 1,200 at-bats, batted .317, and had 83 home runs during that span. It was definitely time for him to get called up, and I think he has a big impact this year.
All right, got another starting pitcher, and this one's for the Braves, and that's Brandon Beachy. Last year he had a 3.6 ERA, but the real impressive thing with him is his strikeout rate. He was at 10.7 Ks per 9, just posting huge K rate totals. So in those 5x5 leagues, he's a great addition to any team.
My next guy I got is a guy that's going to get a lot of hype, so by the time you actually do your draft, he might even be potentially overvalued. But as of right now, Matt Moore is great value for where he's going currently in drafts. This guy is insane. Again, minor league stats here, but in 497 innings pitched during his career in the minors, he had 700 strikeouts. I mean, that's just insane. In limited time in the majors, he showed that he can bring that into the majors and have an impact, strike people out. We think he's going to be among the lead leaders in strikeouts this year if they do, in fact, give him the amount of innings that he deserves to have.
All right, if you're in a deep league or you just want to wait on a catcher, we got a guy for you, and that's Salvador Perez of the Royals. Now, granted, he didn't have a full season last year, but in 140 at-bats, he was a 331, had a 331 average, a little bit of pop with the power. We just like his upside. It's rare that you can get a catch that's going to have that good of an average.
Next guy is going to be a bit of a gamble because I don't think the closer role will be decided in spring training for the Dodgers. Might be, maybe towards the end, but Kenley Jansen, this guy's insane. He is going to be battling Javi Guerra out there, but I think he's going to win the job. Last year, 96 and 53 innings pitched, he had 96 strikeouts. This guy's stuff is absolutely nuts. He needs to get your attention on draft day and be a great high-risk, high-reward guy for you.
Yeah, I don't know how he doesn't win that job with that K rate. Absolutely insane. Last sleeper we're going to be talking about is Jason Kipnis. He's playing second base for the Indians. Last season he had a pretty good year. Again, he came up halfway through, only about roughly 130 at-bats. But in that time frame, he had 7 home runs, 5 bags, and a decent, about a 270 average. Kind of a good overall player. Can really fill up the stat sheet. You could do a lot worse for a late guy to get as your second baseman.
So that'll wrap up our sleeper / undervalued show. You're definitely going to want to try to get these guys in the middle to late rounds. We really like their upsides. If you got any questions, want to post your teams, go ahead and get onto the site, post them in our forums. I'm Dustin, this is Nameco. Check out all of our other rankings videos as well.
A lot of fun stuff. Sleepers!